So yeah, this Little More Films, man, we just trying to show y'all live how it is when you trying to put your community together, and you got a videographer, you got a mayor candidate, and you got a black business owner, and we doing this live. You know what I mean? I just feel like we really got to show our people what it looked like to do it, and this is what it looked like. You got to sit down and have these conversations.
Little More Films.
Hey, we with the owner and the trendsetter with the barbecue in Chattanooga, Tennessee, JAVAN. You know what I'm saying, of Sunset Barbecue. Tell them what's going on, man.
Man, how you doing, y'all? It's JAVAN Martin, Sunset Barbecue. Been down here cooking for about 20 years, since I was about 15 years old. Miss Mady ran the restaurant from back in the 60s, and it's been in this neighborhood since 1958. So it's just something that's connected to our history and something that we can look as a part of something that we are connected to within Chattanooga, something that we did and we built from scratch.
So just speak on that, man, because a lot of times people don't realize like how hard it is to keep a business together. And I just heard you say the 60s. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that's like since the 60s, you know what I mean? Like that mean y'all done had to fight through so much. You know what I mean? Like just tell them some of the struggles. Since even the stories you done heard before you was born. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, about your business.
I heard it was this land right here, Hot Sauce, won it in a card game playing with the mayor. I'm not sure exactly how true that is, but that's what I've heard. So this land was started by winning it in a card game. It was a whites only area. And then they came over here and built this establishment and actually opened it before the roof was completed. You know what I'm saying? So during those times, I guess you could do that because they have all these regulations now where you couldn't open a building without a roof on it. You know what I mean? So that just explains the struggle a little bit better. That we would take those chances to build a dream even if we didn't have all the tools to build them, and we're still doing that today. Right. That's what's in our DNA, you know.
So look, man, it had to come from somewhere, man. What is the secret sauce in the ribs that got everybody coming back?
I can't give you the ingredients, man, but you know what I'm saying? That's a secret, but at the same time, I'm not gonna change anything. We're just gonna keep it like it is all the way Chattanooga, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Because that sauce, that's what got them coming back.
You right, man. You right.
You know what I mean? They got the best sauce in the city. Hey. So look, we doing something different today on Little More Films, man. You know what I'm saying? We got actually a mayor candidate. It's funny you said something about mayor, a card game and all that. But we actually got candidate Monty Brewer here today. I'm gonna swing the camera around so y'all can see what's going on. We just out here really trying to get in the community and see what the people need in the community. You know what I mean? And so y'all gonna have a conversation and y'all gonna talk about what you need as a black business in Chattanooga. And Monty is going to take it from there. You feel me? So let's see what's going on.
Well, I want to say from the get-go, I am not playing cards today. So you will not be expanding your empire because you won something off of me today. That's not how it's going to go down. So, Vaughn, I want to talk to you because everybody who's been mayor in my lifetime always makes a lot of promises to the black community. Every mayor says, oh, we're going to help black business. Oh, we're going to help, families. We're going to do this, this, this. And in the end, we get squat. We don't get anything. So I want to, hear from you what I can do as mayor to help Sunset Barbecue, because I've been coming here since I was a kid. My mother used to bring me here. This was like a special treat for us. Yeah. And so we need to keep you around. We need to help you grow. And instead of just talk all the time, let's talk about what we're gonna do. Let's put some verbs in our sentences.
Exactly. I think the biggest thing that, the most important thing I would say, is access to information. That's important, because you can be educated on something, but if you don't have the right information, then you're still left out. So these grants that we have access to, facade money, where to go to get the resources to even understand what that is. I think the land grant office, but I just found that out a couple years ago, but they don't tell you where to find this information out. But it's all kind of resources for us to attach to. But they already have a 50-year plan that's down at this land grant office that already has a plan on what they want to do with our areas.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't think that it's something that we even think about. They made a 50-year plan. We're trying to make it from day to day.
Right.
So I think our biggest thing is to come together as a community and talk about these things and pull in the people who's most important. Because that's what I try to help in the community. I let the kids come chop wood. I try to invest into them my time. But I feel like they're more important than even the business. Because that's what we're doing it for, is to reinvest it back into the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I know there are other things that politically we can have help with, but until we come together as a community and decide we want the person in office to do something for us and just stop expecting people to do things for us, then we'll get something done. But we have to hold the mayor and the other people that are in leadership accountable.
Exactly. It's about transparency and it's about accountability.
Exactly.
So right now, the way it's set up, if you're not downtown, if you're not on the riverfront, then you're not getting the attention and you're not getting the resources. So I would say two things about that. One is the city ought to help you where you are today. The city ought to be out here on Dotson Avenue saying, you know, JAVAN, what can we do to help you?
And I've talked to a few people in the last month or two that have asked me those questions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're not high up in office, but they still reach out just like you from the same community, and they want to help. But it's just recently. I've been in this position for almost 7 years, and I only had 2 people ask me, what can I do to help you?
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And then the other part of that is, if you want to be downtown, let's say you wanted to expand your operations, you know, how do we help you do that? Because we don't have many black businesses in downtown Chattanooga. You know, I can only think of one that is, you know, down at the aquarium right now. But
what is that?
Aquarium Foods. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. We need more people downtown for sure. So is that something you might be interested in?
Potentially, you know what I mean? At least having opportunities to go. You know what I mean? Our problem is we don't even know about the opportunities until after they've been filled. You know what I mean?
Right.
After somebody's applied for them. Now, oh, they had an opportunity to do this, but you would have had to got this in 6 months ago.
Right.
And we find out 6 months after it's due.
Yeah, it's like Chattanooga's one of those places where people are always getting jobs, and I didn't even know there was an opening.
Exactly.
Right, it's like, how are you gonna fill a job that nobody even knew, you know, was available? And that happens all the time, and the same is true with business.
Exactly.
So we gotta change it.
So what is it you, Bunty, feel like that we could do to help change it? Like what is it would you, if you was in office, you know, what would you do to help JAVAN? What would it take for the mayor to help him do what you recommend in downtown and all of that, you know?
So the first thing, and JAVAN mentioned communication and having the information. So we've got to bring black business owners together, and I think there's got to be some education about what resources the city has, because I think people don't even know what the resources are that the city has. And then 2, the city needs to hear from business owners what the needs are. Like instead of sitting around in the mayor's conference room talking about, you know, what can we do to help, why don't we just go to the community? Why don't we just go ask the business owners what they need? It's not for City Hall to say what help is needed. It's for the business owners to say what they need, and then for City Hall to try to, you know, provide those resources. And then the other thing is, you know, when you're running a business, you got your hands full. You don't have time to take half a day off to go downtown and just hang out and wait for somebody to talk to you. I think that the government's got to be proactive. We've got to have business resources that are coming out to the community, that are going to help people where they are, and that's what it's all about. I mean, I want to take government to the people. Because we have this government that serves the privileged few, but it's got to serve everybody. And if we can provide resources to businesses like Sunset, then this city is going to grow. It's going to be successful together. And that's what it's all about. It's not just about people downtown, it's about people everywhere being able to participate in this engine, this economic engine that is Chattanooga.
So would you have any tentative plans on what could be done if you got in office, or things that you would try to implement to make that happen?
So the first thing that I would do is I would create, kind of a minority business council with business owners that I could meet with on a monthly basis, and you could tell me specifically what it is that you need. And then, as mayor, we've got a strong mayor form of government. It's the mayor that sets the budget. So of all the people in government who can help, the mayor is the person who can do the most. And so I think that's why we should have direct communication. Yeah.
And that builds relationships, which is going to build a stronger community.
Exactly. And I like to say that people, should be able to say to the mayor not only what a good job he's doing, but what a crappy job he's doing too. So I want you to keep it real in your communication. I want the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly. I mean, some of the hardest things we have just to keep the area clean. Like if we were to pull brush on the street, even the people that live in this neighborhood, they wouldn't come pick the brush up. You call 311, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 weeks later, then they're coming to get it, but you can't get anything done in the neighborhood. Try to get the tributaries cleaned out. They'll come and clean the front, but they won't clean the middle part. And then you got trash being thrown over the thing flowing down the tributaries. And I called several times, and after a while you just give up, because it's like they don't really care about this neighborhood. I have the kids go clean it up and pay the kids out of my pocket to clean up a tributary the city's supposed to clean up. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to clean up my own neighborhood without the help of the people that we are paying to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to take more ownership over what I can take ownership over, and then maybe one day those people that take accountability, or we'll make them take accountability for what it is that they're doing or supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah, I think there's no doubt that there are some neighborhoods where you call and they're there the next day, and then there are some neighborhoods where they call and they keep calling and they keep calling, and maybe they'll show and maybe they won't.
I had somebody stole our air conditioning unit twice, so I had it by 3. And the last time it got stolen, the police told me they were on another call, and there was only 1 or 2 officers in that one car canvassing that whole area for that morning. 1. You know what I mean? But at the same time they were saying they were hiring all this police. So I'm like, well, I just don't understand. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you got all these police in this area, but they never catch anybody doing any crime. It's like, are they causing it? Are they trying to run us out of business? Like every time something bad happens down there shooting, they'll show my restaurant on the news.
Right.
Somebody got killed, but then they got my Sunset Barbecue right there on the camera, but somebody got killed at this house.
Right.
So it's just like you start seeing little patterns of understanding that they don't want us here, but they can't stop something that's established.
My family has volunteered at the Bethlehem Center in Alton Park for 3 generations. My mother goes there every week, and every time there's a shooting in Alton Park, they put a picture of the Bethlehem Center. And
what's that got to do?
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? It ticks my mother off.
Because they know what they're doing.
Yeah. So no, you're exactly right. But it starts with voting. Yeah. It starts with changing the leadership, and then holding that leadership accountable. And I say all the time, I want to be transparent, I want to be accessible, and I want to be held accountable. Because, that's the job of the people, is to hold elected officials accountable. And too many elected officials think that the people work for them. That they don't, but they work for the people. Right? So we got to get that straightened out.
Right. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All right, man. So yeah, there's a little more films, man. We just trying to show y'all live how it is when you trying to put your community together, and you got a videographer, you got a mayor candidate, and you got a black business owner, and we doing this live. You know what I mean? I just feel like we really got to show our people what it looked like to do it, and this is what it looked like. You got to sit down and have these conversations. So yeah, man. We here live, like I said. And we're going to touch back with y'all later. And thank y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? Anything to let them know where to find your business at, man, if they don't know.
We
you know.
on 964 Dodson Avenue, right here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Red building, sit off the street. Been here for years. You won't miss it.
All right, take us out, man.
Well, here we are. Early voting is winding down. Thursday the 25th is the last day to vote early, and then election day is Tuesday, March the 2nd. Voting is very, very important. I don't care if you've never voted in your life, but now is the time to do it, because we can change the city. We've got to give power to the people and take it from the privileged few. And if you want to do that, then vote for me, Monty R. Brule. That's how it appears on the ballot, Monty R. Brule. And I would love to be your mayor. I'd love to have your vote.
Little more films.